we need to understand is that the report speaks for itself. The conversation is we invite people to read the report. If you read something next week, this week, anytime that you want, seek advice and put competent questions in the dialogue, because we read it. We read, other shows read, and ask the questions that you don't understand, because the report is comprehensive. The Integrity Commission has shown the level of competence as a young organization or a young body. They made a mistake when they submitted the report, and then the last year was it? And then the director of corruption prosecutor says, "Oh, I'm not prosecuting," and it made them look bad. This time they put both of it in, and we saw what's happening. But they also there are better things to talk about. Can they refer to the FID? Can they refer the matter of investigation to the FID?
Yes.
Answer to that, yes. But yes. Any
you're saying that what King's
King's Counsel, lead counsel, senior counsel, junior counsel, one side say yes, if them say no, take it to the court and get your shame like you always do. You can get all 28 of them, and they can be all kind of levels and say them competent. One thing I can say, then they have one lawyer that is that has constitutional competence, because they failed at it every time. Possibly because they were just creatures of instructions and just went ahead when they were to give the advice that was necessary so that the government was not embarrassed. This is a situation where I don't think the government is embarrassed.
You're clearly saying tonight,
yes,
that in the governing Jamaica Labour Party, the lawyers that exist over there are not fully understanding of the Constitution.
Andre, if I must, this came from the mouth of a constitutional expert in that of the attorney Isaac Buchanan. He is a constitutional lawyer.
No. I don't want nobody to call me a constitutional expert. I am saying that the government has a track record of breaching the Constitution. One such way is to try to gag people, to prevent people from expressing themselves. And even the old gentleman just said, people are disseminating information and discussing the information, and I try to make the man who no name and no come from nowhere. Yeah, him not come from uptown and him come out of board house and suddenly have a big house where everybody a bad mind him for, and him can move money around who no want bad mind him, and we're gonna defend him. That's what he said. And where is the legal advice where it is concerned? And I'm saying, given the track record that they have, one has to wonder in terms of the advice that he's getting. But I will just simply say that this is. I heard Miss Archer, and she hit the nail on the head. If it was there are cases before the court right now where they allege that the person take the money, and they freeze their accounts and they dragging the man through hell. Several sons and daughters of Jamaica, through FID, through many other things. And also, it's not limited to that. Them just want hearsay. You do something and them lock you up and you don't get bail, because the bail act set like that. The same bail act with them set, it for use on them. That's all I'm
saying. That
I want everybody to think about this.
Wait, let me just hear what Andre is saying. I'm saying what?
You're saying, Isaac.
Yes.
Average common man in this country.
Right.
Anytime they're accused of any financial irregularities, they seize everything for them.
Yes.
Lock them up.
Yeah.
And them have to go through the rigorous court system.
That is so.
That is 4 or 5 years.
Perfect example. Example. Let's say we know somebody that works downtown in a wholesale and they earn $20,000 a week. If within 1 year we see that person with a bimmer, we're going to question it.
True.
He can say we bad mind, you know, but we're going to question it.
True.
And everybody are going to say, point blank, where you get the money from to buy that bimmer. I see nothing wrong in asking somebody that leads a country, that earns, that decided, made a decision to not take an increase of 300% and keep a salary of $9 million for us to question him where you get the money from.
So you say the salary now add up to the assets them. I saw it go, Mr. Ratty.
Yeah, it's look, the issue, one of the issues that's bedeviling me is the issue of the leak, because I've read the report and I've formed an opinion about it. But the question about,
what's your opinion of the report?
It's damning. It's damning. You can, I mean, they're just about call him a liar in a report, because them say, hey, look, him say one thing, the bank says something else. For example, like the Barita thing, when we get
the Barita, the bond.
The bond is another one too.
The bond to me is very damning to know, Mr. Rattigan. He took monies from a charitable organization for his personal gains.
Well, you know what? He's here, or he'll be here tomorrow.
No, he leave. So he's over there.
Here. And him have a town hall meeting tomorrow in the Bronx, right? Now, I hope and pray that somebody in the diaspora will get up and ask him questions, because I just got word today that from the diaspora, somebody come on and said diaspora members sent money, and there's also a question as to whether how the money was sent. Was it sent under the $10,000 threshold so people wouldn't question it? Was it sent through diplomatic pouch? People are questioning these things. How did the money go from here to there? Wire transfers? How? We don't know. But the essential thing I'm hearing is that monies came from here. And a fee of money, a charity, not-for-profit charity is not your money, right? The monies came in for a certain purpose, and I can assure you that the purpose wasn't for him to buy a bond. And you see what happened now, they come back and say the bond wasn't 94, it was 60 something. But it's a distinction without a difference, because it still shows that him pay 30 something and 30 something come from out of the charity. So it don't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? It make no difference. So but I'm curious as to the leaks though. Who will investigate the leaks? Because remember now, them put people on there and say, hey, you can't put 53.3, you can't talk about investigations. And then all of a sudden we see newscasters, broadcasters, people are talking about it before it was stable.
Wasn't it only one media house that was doing that? Only one media house was breaking the law?
Regardless, thank you. Huh? They broke the law. They should be prosecuted.
No, but you can't break the law when your friend them rotated the law. They are the law. They are the law. I'll tell you what is distasteful. What is distasteful is other things.
Like?
Yeah. Well, before you get to other things, let me tell you something about you said them broke the law. What are the consequences? Because clearly 53.3 says that nobody can talk about it. I mean, I have my problem with 53.3. So to me, it's poorly written. But the conventional interpretation of it is that nobody can talk about it. Right?
Before it's stable, right, Rattigan, before it is stable.
Before it's stable, but ask yourself the question. What are the consequences of leaking the information, and who suffers the consequence?
No one will suffer the consequence, because
you know what, if you work for the integrity, if you work for the Integrity Commission, all right, are you associated with a agency or somebody involved with investigations, you face consequences. You face a fine or prison sentence. No, a media house, there is no consequence. So while you can say you broke the law, the question is, okay, so what's the penalty? There is no penalty in the Integrity Commission Act. None. So what happened with them? with the media house. No.
So nothing will come for nationwide.
No, nothing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. All the people who get punished under the Integrity Commission are
the workers.
The workers, primarily the workers, not media houses, not third parties. Because you have to go find out who leaked the information to the third parties and punish them people.
So this sounds to me like somebody knows the ins and outs of the act itself and used it to their advantage to leak a part of the report.
Yeah, well, you think when the media house that leak it, you think they never know say it was a leak? They know. But they say, oh, what am I going to do to us? There's no penalty for what we are doing. Them can't say we broke the law.
Wow.
What do they say we do? Nothing. Nothing.
I mean, the leak, I don't even think that the leak don't mean nothing. The leak is of no moment.
To me, the leak is not as important as...
Yeah, the leak was it was an attempt
to skew the narrative.
To get in front of the embarrassment.
But here's why it's important, though. Here's why it's important. The fact that you have this agency that deals with secret and confidential matters, it doesn't matter how significant or insignificant. Fact of the matter is that this information should not have been leaked. Should not have been leaked. And now the question is, okay, so that leak, where are you going to the next time? And the time after that, and the time after that, where are you going to? You have to put a stop to this. And
well, I don't know if a stop is going to put on it as long as these people are in charge of government. But you know, I heard Mark Golding said something at the PNP conference last week Sunday, and I was impressed by it. He says that when he should and when he forms government, he is going to be giving greater powers and leverage to the Integrity Commission. He says that with that greater power and leverage, within 24 hours ISAT of the report being tabled, the report also will be on the website of the Integrity Commission. What's your take on that?
I think that is excellent. We're in a modern age where people want to know. Just like we're having this conversation, the only thing I want to know is who's the other seven. Now we know that people lie, that they're not being investigated for this illicit thing. Now we know that people are not clear. There are many things that we need to fix. No. Obviously people are lying, because if one person knows, then at least now that this is out, are these other persons gonna say they don't know? That's what it is, you know.
Yeah,
I think the conversation is finished with the Prime Minister.
You think the conversation is finished with the Prime Minister?
The conversation. Listen,
everybody got to know.
Some people don't know.
Everybody got to know.
Some people don't know.
Everybody got to know
who bro God is.
Who the innocent is.
Anyway, listen.
All right. Partner.
Yes, Jamaica.
And then they're gonna accuse me of joking out the thing. You see what I mean?
It's not joking out. I
know I'm not happy to see Mr. Rattigan, but come on now, just calm down a little bit.
Let me just say this, right?
Yeah.
To answer Andre's question. The Integrity Commission, it's woefully inadequate to deal with the corruption problem in Jamaica. It's woefully inadequate from the standpoint of resources. It's woefully inadequate in terms of legislation. It's woefully inadequate in terms of mission, in terms of focus. It's woefully inadequate. The idea is a noble idea. It's a remarkable idea. But you cannot function in that capacity with just an idea. You cannot. You have to have good people. You have to have a good structure. You have to have good laws. And I can tell you from reading, I don't claim to be an expert on the Integrity Commission Act of 2017, but I know a little bit about it. And from what I've read, you can drive a Mack truck through the loopholes inside there. Let me show something out to you. And it has contradictory features in it. Did you know that if a parliamentarian gets a gift from you under $100,000, they don't have to report it? All right. Do you also know that a gift from a relative, regardless of the amount, them don't have to report it? And you tell me that's a good law? That cannot be a good law. That cannot
technically, I can let the gifter send my family the money.
Exactly.
Or send my family thing and nothing comes out of it.
Exactly. And here's another one. I said and I will talk about this at length. Where people, the declarants submit the statutory declaration and they say, well, this money I got it from some Mr. Brown. And they say, well, where's Mr. Brown? Mr. Brown is dead. And the Integrity Commission has taken the position that they will not investigate. They don't have they're not going to investigate cases where people show up with gifts and the donor is dead and there's no paperwork. They say we're not going to investigate those cases. No, that's a clear signal to people that hey, if you have illicit enrichment or seemingly illicit enrichment, just claim that hey, you got it from somebody who died, because they're not going to investigate. But what you cannot take that kind of position.
Is the FID an independent body?
It's supposed to be independent, but it comes under the Ministry of Finance.
So, and that they directly to the Minister of Finance.
Yeah, they report to the Minister of Finance.
But technically, we don't have a Minister of Finance now. Who is our de facto Minister of Finance as we speak?
Pardon me?
The one who is
our de facto Minister of Finance as we speak.
Oh no, yes, it was the de facto Minister of Finance.
Yeah. As we speak, who is our de facto Minister of Finance?
Don't tell me Mr. Prime Minister. Do not tell me that.
You never hear me call nobody name Mr. Rattigan.
I'm saying don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Okay, but now I'll tell you.
Okay, all right.
It is alleged the Prime Minister highly possible will be the next Minister of Finance. So technically,
I want to say something. Go on.
Isn't it interesting that last year the Minister of Finance went to Singapore and they attended a conference where he came out and made the announcement that Jamaica is off this grey list, which is a list where they put you on if you don't have mechanisms in place to deal with if you don't have anti-corruption measures and anti-terrorism measures as far as financing is concerned. And here it is now that we are looking at the 177 page report.
Stay tuned for more PDTV News Evening Highlights. Thank you for watching.